Hey everyone, it's editor Amy here, and I just wanted to introduce you to this full interview with Steffanie Holmes. There was so much that happened that it was difficult to even cut down the interview to fit into our regular podcast format. And I didn't want y'all to miss out on anything that happened. So please enjoy the full interview with Steffanie Holmes, author of the Nevermore Murder Club and Smutty Book Coven. Bye!
Yeah, so I found your books because of TikTok. Like, I was on there and I stumbled upon your books, the Nevermore Bookshop books. The minute I started reading, I couldn't put it down. And I almost sent you a message at like 3 in the morning, my time, going, damn you. But I thought maybe that would, like, this crazy person that you have no idea who she is, sending a damn you message at 3 a.m. Pacific, which was probably like, I don't even know what time.
Probably was a normal time for you.
I was going to say, it's actually probably totally, I would have got it like 10 in the morning, and I would have
And
been
you'd
like,
have been like, this is normal. And I just tore through the rest of the series, and I'm like, Amy, we have to have her on here. We have to have her on here. Because she's amazing.
And I didn't fight it. I just want to be clear.
She did not.
I didn't need convincing.
No, she did
well,
not.
well, I am here, so you must not have. But no, it's awesome. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me and for loving the books. And it's good to know that my like terrible efforts on TikTok have actually paid off.
Well, they did for me, yes, for sure.
Yeah. One reader from TikTok, so that's
so there you go. But I just loved, like, that it was like a totally cozy comfort read mystery, and with really, really, really hot sex. And lots of it. And I was like, this is an unusual turn of events, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's so interesting because when you look at kind of advice for authors and stuff, it all talks about, sort of like choosing like being very specific about your genre and choosing a lane and sticking to it. And I kind of I sort of did the opposite, and I kind of went, what are all the things that I love? And I'm sort of like, what if it was like Midsummer Murders, but it was smuttier, but also and that's kind of where we ended up. And they shouldn't be they should not be successful at all. Like they're just too like they don't they're not
Right.
like yeah, so for the listeners, Nevermore Bookshop is this year I have some examples. Here's one we reviewed earlier. So this is
so pretty.
Oh, that's so pretty.
yeah. So this is the series that we're talking about, the Nevermore Bookshop series. And it is about a heroine, Mina, and Mina is going blind, and so she is fired from her job in the fashion industry because they don't think she can do it anymore. And she gets a job in a magical bookshop, and the bookshop is kind of cursed, and it brings infamous fictional villains from classic literature to life. And so Mina ends up working. So the bookshop is run by Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights, and he's like this big kind of lovable grump. And then upstairs in the upstairs flat is James Moriarty, and he runs this kind of criminal empire from up there.
So hot.
And
Okay there.
and then everyone's favorite character, there's Quoth the Raven, who is a raven shapeshifter from Edgar Allan Poe, and I actually have we made little like Quoth.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah, I love him too.
Yeah, he's
so adorable.
he's pretty much everyone's favorite of the guys. But my favorite one to write is Moriarty or Mori because he's just such a mischief.
He is. I love him so much.
Yeah, he is so much fun. Yeah, and so they're wide choose books, and they're very so each there's 10 books in the series. The series is complete, and each book is a little individual, sort of slightly supernatural murder mystery, and then there's like an overarching mystery, and then also it's the story of the four of them getting together
A
and
lot.
just falling in love. And yeah, they are. It is so much fun. And I loved writing them so, but I've written a lot of books, but basically when I started writing this, I felt like I had come home. Like this is the story I
Yeah.
was meant to tell. And I'm also legally blind, so they're quite kind of personal to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are now a couple of other series in the world as well. There's the Grimdale Graveyard series, which is kind of set in the next town over. It's a very similar concept, except instead of cursed fictional heroes, the heroine falls in love with three ghosts from different historical periods that haunt her manor house. Um, and, and then there is my newest series, which is the Nevermore Murder Club and Smutty Book Coven. And, and this is set 8 years after the end of those books when Mina starts a book club, and
Perfect.
they're kind of like more traditional romances, so they're MF, and each book is a different member of the book club getting their happily ever after. But
Awesome.
also there's a murder mystery. Also there's hot vampires. This is a like a vampire series.
Is there still
Excellent.
Um,
smut? Please tell me there's still smut.
oh God, yeah.
Oh, good, good, good. I
Wonder,
got worried
Mom,
for a second.
Well, it
Okay.
is called
yeah.
the smutty
Dude,
book
really,
coven.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they read smutty
Self-sabotage.
books or if they're also experiencing smuttiness.
Yeah, it has to
So,
be, it has to be both. Otherwise, it's false
okay, good,
advertising.
good.
Um,
Fantastic.
yeah, and this is my first series that has been traditionally published, so it's really exciting.
That's
So
cool. Okay.
this is currently available in US bookstores. Um,
Excellent.
That's awesome.
and book two just came out.
What's that
But
grave mistake? Oh,
a great
your
mistake.
covers are really great. I was
There's
admiring them
yes,
and
and
Yeah,
the edging,
really
the
like that.
the edge art is so
Oh,
fun.
yeah. These
I love that.
yeah, the publisher did these with edges. They're gorgeous, and
Is
they
it the force edge printing?
yeah.
Is that
No,
yeah?
this is a proper sprayed
Oh,
edge.
it's a sprayed edge. Okay.
Yep.
All
Yeah, the
right.
publisher did that. And this has just come out in Australia and New Zealand, but it's not going to be out in the US until like later in the year.
Okay.
Um, but um, but book one is out, and it's good. It's
I'm
good. I
so
like it.
excited.
Well,
All
I
right.
can buy it. Ha
Yeah, please go to your local bookshop and ask them, do you have Thanks for Nothing by Steffanie Holmes? Because the more bookshops that have it, the happier my publisher is, and the
Excellent.
yeah,
I'll stop by the English language bookshop next time I'm in the area
Yeah.
and
please.
ask them.
Have to go
Unless
to
you also write in
Powell's.
Portuguese, and then I'll just ask all the bookshops. So.
Not yet, but hopefully it will be.
We should probably like introduce you at some point and read your
Yeah.
bio. Yeah. So I will say, welcome back, everybody.
Midway through.
Midway through. So Steffanie Holmes is with us today, and I'm super excited because I love her book so much. And Steffanie Holmes is the USA Today best-selling author of kooky, spooky, paranormal, cozy fantasy, and gothic romance. Her books feature clever, witty heroines, secret societies, quirky villages where nothing is as it seems, creepy old mansions, and mysterious anti-heroes with dark eyes and even darker secrets. Oh, this is the best bio ever. Legally blind since birth, Steffanie received the 2017 Attitude Award for Artistic Achievement. Steffanie lives in New Zealand with her husband, a horde of cantankerous cats, and their medieval sword collection. Oh, I like you even more
I
now.
was very excited when I read your bio because I want to know more about the medieval sword collection, obviously. Because that's kind of who I am as a person, is somebody who
Yeah.
wishes they had one.
Same. I do have a Knight's Dagger, but that's as far as I got.
I
Cool.
have a champagne
Cool.
saver.
And what more in life do you need, really?
Exactly. I mean, that's what I think.
That's so
So
awesome.
we have to ask our most important question. When that is,
Mhm.
what is your favorite cocktail, mocktail, drink that makes you feel happiness?
I think I said a whiskey sour. Was that right?
Yeah, you
Yes.
said a
Yeah.
whiskey sour or a lemon spritz.
Limoncello
And
spritz. Yes.
yes,
Yes. I
limoncello
was.
spritz, that's it.
It's
Yes.
difficult to choose between the two of them, but those are my
Yes.
those are always my go-tos.
I
Oh,
I'm having a limoncello spritz
I am
right
also
now, in
having a
your honor.
limoncello spritz because in sad news, this is very sad news, and I want you all to grieve with me. I am almost out of whiskey.
that is very sad.
That is, yeah. I need to get
Very
to the liquor store.
confusing.
I know it's very well. I drank it all. That's the non-confusing part.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm having water because it is 9 a.m. here.
I
I have
mean,
a lot of edits to
that's
do.
that seems like a good choice. I mean, it's only noon here, so I'm day drinking, but that's just how we roll.
And it's 8 p.m. here, so I'm drinking at a perfectly normal time.
Yeah, you're the respectable.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your author journey and when did you begin writing? And, like, when did you begin writing fantasy?
So I started, so like all writers, I have been writing since like forever. Since I
Mhm.
was a kid, I always loved stories and stuff. I actually wanted to be an archaeologist,
Mm.
or like a museum curator. I wanted to have this like little collection of Egyptian mummies that I kind of protected, like they were my
Oh,
own children.
love
Um,
that.
so I went to university to study archaeology and ancient history and hieroglyphs and cool stuff like that. And then I graduated and I tried to find a job, and I basically really, really struggled to find work. And
Mm.
I experienced a lot of discrimination because, like, on the one hand, I kind of see the point, like, a blind archaeologist is a bit weird. But on the other hand, especially in museums, there's a lot of work that I can do and can actually do better than other people for
Hmm.
various reasons. But getting employers to see that is a very,
Yeah.
is a very different challenge. And
Hmm.
so I was having a rough time. And I came home crying one day after like a particularly bad day, and my husband said to me, "Well, you could kind of look at it one or two ways. You could sort of keep going and keep trying to like do this thing that you know you can do and I know you can do, but you have to keep convincing people you can do it. Or you can
Hmm.
sort of say, well, I've kind of done that. Like I had, and it's true, I had done a lot of really cool like I worked in a conservation lab and I done a whole bunch of like little volunteer work and stuff in
Hmm.
museums. So I had done I had kind of he's right, I'd done it. And he said, well, what would be the next thing that you would like to do? And what would be a thing that no one could tell you that you couldn't do? And I immediately thought, well, I would write a book. I wanted to be a writer.
Mm.
But I wanted to
Yeah.
be like I didn't just want to write a book, I wanted this to be my career. And
Right.
so I've been kind of years trying to get publishers to publish my books and things like that. And
Hmm.
I started self-publishing in about 2013, and I used to do like very dark, very serious kind of science fiction, fantasy
Mm.
sort of stuff. And I thought that's who I was as an author because that's a lot of what I read,
Yeah.
a lot of horror and stuff. And then I went to a party one day and a friend was talking about 50 Shades of Grey, which had
Ah.
just been.
Yes.
And yes, and she had loved the books, and
Uh-huh.
I'd read one chapter and I had not loved the books, and I was like 23 and like full of my own bullshit. And so
Uh-huh.
I was like rubbishing them.
Hmm.
And she was annoyed at me for rubbishing these books she liked. And so she said something like, it's not like you could write a book like that, not meaning she didn't think I could write a book, but she didn't think I could write like a sexy book. So it's
Uh-huh.
too like
Uh-huh.
sweet and innocent. And I thought, well, challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Exactly. So yeah, and I've like I've always read romance, but I've always
Hmm.
read predominantly kind of paranormal romance, and I'd
Yeah.
always called it fantasy. or like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really articulate that it was sort of romance, if that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, no, I can write a book like this. I love books like this. So in secret, in 3 weeks, I wrote this like fox. So shapeshifters were real big at the time. So I wrote
Uh-huh.
this, but I'm not really into werewolves. So I wrote this fox shapeshifter romance, which
Ooh.
is absurd. And I published it under a secret pen name, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought, well, like in 6 months, I'll tell my friend, and we'll just like have a laugh. But then it sold like 1,000 copies in a week, and I
Oh
had
my
just,
gosh.
Whoa, that's amazing.
yeah, it
Wow.
was incredible. Um, and so I sort of had to tell my husband kind of sheepishly that I'd like actually made some money self-publishing, but not from my super serious science fiction that I've been working
Uh-huh.
on for a decade, but from this like smutty fox shapeshifter novella that I'd written in 3 weeks.
I
And
love that.
when he finished like laughing his ass off, he said, "Well, are you going to write some more?" And I said, Yes, I am."
Now
And
that you mention it.
yeah, and that was May 2015. The first book came out
Mm-hmm.
under Steffanie Holmes, and I basically spent a number of years writing a book roughly every 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to quit my job 2018, and
Nice.
I've been able to slow down a little bit since
Mm-hmm.
then, and Nevermore Bookshop in particular, that was published in 2019, the first 4 books, and
Mm-hmm.
then one book a year after, but it
Okay.
didn't really take off until 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's my Nevermore Bookshop and the Nevermore world are like my bestsellers by far.
Awesome. Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you said
That's
in the
amazing.
Bookshop Mysteries there's 10 and it's a complete series?
Yeah, 10 books in
Yeah.
Nevermore
Okay.
Bookshop Mysteries, complete series,
Okay.
and then there's the Grimdale Graveyard series, which is also complete. That's 4 books, and then there's the Nevermore Murder Club and Smutty Book Coven, which I have sold three
It's
books to the
just
publisher,
started. Yes.
and yeah, but it's we're hoping it's going to be 4 books long. Yeah,
That's
That's
exciting.
amazing.
yeah.
Um, I guess we talked a little bit about Mina and how she came to be because I mean I just connected with her so much because her journey of having this diagnosis and then not just learning to accept it but actually learning to thrive and live her life on her own terms was like so meaningful to me. I mean just a few years ago I ended up with after a surgery with chronic pain that is debilitating, and I fought it for a really long time. Like somehow me fighting it was gonna make it go away magically. And so I just really connected with her. Like her life just changed overnight. But I loved that she always thought about like how can I do all the things I love but in a different way, and which was kind of something I had to learn to do. So I just really connected with her. So I'm so glad you wrote her.
Oh,
She was
thank you.
amazing.
It always I'm not crying.
No, I'm crying.
um, it, it it, I get emails nearly every day now with
Mm-hmm.
stories exactly like yours, and
Mm-hmm.
that means the absolute world to me. That Mina is like can be like a part of helping people kind of deal with the process of coming to terms with having a disability.
Mm-hmm.
I, it was quite deliberate when I wrote these books. I felt like it was time to kind of sort of talk about my story and my experiences through
Mm-hmm.
a through a heroine and through a main character.
Yeah.
And I really feel as though disability is something that is often not addressed or not addressed very well in romance
Right.
books. And
Yeah.
I wanted to tell this I wanted to tell a couple of stories. I wanted to tell a story about a woman who um a disabled woman who gets to have an amazing life and
Mm-hmm.
fawn up 3 hot villains and
I love it.
just really like without having to be healed. Like I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
show that you can have an amazing life, as a disabled woman, and you can have all the things that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you don't have to be healed, and you don't have to feel like you're less than. And that was really, really important to me. That was
Yeah.
the whole kind of point of the series.
That.
And then also I wanted to kind of show the mourning process.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because the first few books in particular, Mina is, yeah, she's in the middle of having this degenerative condition.
Yeah.
And so she's every time she sort of comes to terms with what she can then see, her vision gets a bit worse and she loses things.
Right.
And I didn't want to hide the fact that that is a like the mourning journey is part of the
Mm-hmm.
journey that every person with a disability goes through.
Right.
And so Mina's journey is a little bit different to mine because my condition, so I was born, my condition is genetic. I was born with
Mm-hmm.
it. And
Okay.
I've like always had, my, my low vision.
Mm-hmm.
But, and so the process is different, but I still had to go through a mourning process basically when
Mm.
from the day I realized that I was different.
Yeah.
Um, and weirdly, I remember that exactly. I remember one day I was about 5 or 6 years old and I was putting my glasses back in my glasses case. And I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking about why, because my mum would always remind me to put your glasses back in your
Right.
case. And I was
Yeah.
thinking about why my sister didn't have to do that.
Uh-huh.
And like no one else I knew had to do that. And
Yeah.
I started to kind of look around and realize that I was different from everyone else, and there were things that I couldn't do. And
Mm.
kind of from that day onward, there is a sort of a mourning process
Right.
you have to experience of
Mhm.
the things that you will never be able to do. And every time you think you're over it, you kind of come up with something else. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I wasn't thinking when I was young. Like the very first job I wanted to have was I wanted to be a pilot.
Mm.
Um, when I was very young. And,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad my parents never sat me down as like a 7-year-old or whatever and were like, you're never going to be a pilot. Because, you know, that's a shitty conversation to have when
Right.
Right.
when you're a kid and you're going to
Yeah.
change, you're going to change your mind.
Right.
So, I was going to be a dinosaur
And that's a
scientist.
gradual realization, probably anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you don't need to have that dashed right away.
Yeah, you don't
No.
exactly. You don't need to have that dash. So they never. I really appreciate it for that. They never. They were always just like follow your dreams, And
Mm-hmm.
I did, and I didn't get to be a pilot. But I am I am a full-time romance author, which is
Pretty dang cool.
pretty bad. It's even cooler, I think, to be honest.
I think
Mm-hmm.
so. Plus, way less liability insurance needed.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just so meaningful because there aren't many books out there with disabled heroines, and a lot of the ones that I have read, it always like starts with them fully accepting their disability and everything is fine and dandy. The ones that I've read, I'm sure there are ones that are not like that. And I'm like, it was harder for me to connect with that than it was for me to connect with Mina, who was on a journey. And it was like, yeah, I think it's so important because representation is important. And I really do think, I'm glad you get a lot of positive feedback. Because I think it's really needed, and we're in a good place in the world right now where people want to see more of that, want to see heroines that reflect themselves.
I
Exactly.
have, oh, I was gonna
Yeah,
have
there
a
you go.
question and a comment. Um, be that person. This is more of a comment than a question. No, so I have not read your books other than the blurbs and then buying this book. Thanks for nothing because I'm very excited about it. But with Mina and her journey into becoming blind, I one of the things that frustrates me when I read a lot of fantasy books where they do have somebody who's um, disabled in some way, whether they're blind or deaf or whatever kind of disability, crazy. That's me. I'm crazy. I write crazy people, and that there's always a magical cure.
Yeah.
And I have not read your book series, but it doesn't sound like this
No.
is a journey to a magical cure.
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Because I don't, I feel like
it's
that's so dismissive of
Yeah.
a journey to be like,
yeah.
and now magic made it better.
Yeah.
Yes. Spoiler alert, no magical cures in
Yeah.
any of my series.
Okay.
The disabled people remain disabled, everyone remains blind. And that was a very important because that's the thing that annoys me a lot
Hmm.
is magical
Yes.
cure or like a superpower that takes away the disadvantages that your having no vision would give you. I used to do a little bit of like sensitivity reading, but I quit because it made me too angry. Um, and I read a lot of books where there would be a blind heroine, but she would the all hero, and they would see through the eyes of animals. So they would like be able to
Oh.
like flip their consciousness over
Hmm.
to somehow and see through the eye.
Hmm.
And to me, that always struck me as like a way of the writer basically getting out of the challenge of having to write a blind character.
Hmm.
Um, and it was, yeah, to me, it feels like you want to you want to write a disabled character, but you also can't, like you also don't want to. And so, and this is kind of the same thing with a magical cure that makes me
Hmm.
really angry.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Me
it
too.
just yeah, it says to me
I was
that
like, if you tell me that it is a magical cure book, I will cut out the part where it makes me angry.
no,
No,
it is
I wondered
it,
that myself as I was reading. I was like, because at first I was like, oh, she'll probably be cured by magic because they always are, and then I was reading and I'm like, no, but she's getting, and I'm like, I don't want to wish ill on this poor character, but I really hope that there isn't a magical cure because that's not life, sadly. Um, but I'm like, I really want to see this, and I was just so invested in her growth and her experience, and I was like, so by the end I was like, oh, yay.
yeah,
This is
it's yeah. And I've got other books with blind characters as well. The Grimdale series, one of the ghosts is blind.
okay.
And he's based off of a historical figure. This was one of my heroes. Is this
Interesting.
man named James Holman, who was a Victorian adventurer, and he was actually the
I know who
first
that
man.
is.
Yeah, yeah, he's
Oh
amazing.
yes.
He was one of the first people to ever circumnavigate the globe on foot, and he
Wow.
used to walk. And he had a cane, not like a white cane, but a short kind of walking cane that he would
Mm-hmm.
tap on the ground, and it would use the echoes to kind of
Mm-hmm.
articulate his surroundings, which is a thing many blind people do these days. It's called echolocation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, he wrote these incredible diaries about all of his travels, and yeah, he's always been
Wow.
kind of a hero of mine. And so I wrote this ghost, Ambrose, basically kind of based off of him.
Oh,
And
cool.
I also thought it would be really fun to have a blind ghost. And he is a really fun character to write, and
Mm-hmm.
he's a complete sweetheart.
Oh.
And it was really cool to be able to sort of felt like kind of honor Holman's memory by
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
creating the character. But so I have Ambrose as well, and I had like a period of time where I was writing a bit of dark romance
Mm-hmm.
and this sort of like high school and college kind of stuff. And I have one series which has a blind heroine, Fergie. And she ends up, spoiler alert, she ends up like running a crime empire. Um,
I love
I
it.
love
and
that for her.
yeah, she's a
Fantastic.
complete I love her. I loved writing her because like one thing I like is I like being able to write sort of different characters. So, you know, people who have they might have the same conditions, or that these are all blind characters, although they all have a different kind of blindness.
Mm-hmm.
But they all have very different experiences of the world, and they're all very different. There's no one type of blind person.
Right.
And so they all have very different personalities. And Fergie is like this total badass, and I am not like that at all. And,
I
she's
don't
one of
know.
those.
I think you might be a total badass.
I
Like,
think so. I think there might be more badassery than you're letting us know. After all, you do have a medieval sword collection.
I mean, maybe I suppose, but yeah, like yeah, she's one of those people that you kind of, I feel like I kind of wish I could be, rather than a character
Mm,
that's like very
yeah.
reflective of me as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And so those characters are heaps of fun to write.
Yeah.
And her experience of blindness is very different to like Mina's and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
and that's been quite interesting. Yeah.
That's so awesome. So I have 7 words here. Nevermore, Murder Club, and Smutty Book Coven. This is my favorite ever of all time series title. So tell us more about like what inspired the series, and let us the setting, the main character. Tell us a little bit more about this book.
So basically, when I started, basically I finished the Nevermore and the Grindel series, and I knew
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to write a new series in the Nevermore world, but you have
Mm-hmm.
to I needed to have an in. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, what if I set it up so that it's a little bit later in time, and Mina starts this book club, and then I could bring in a whole bunch of new characters.
Mm-hmm.
And each book will be about a different book club member. And then I have been obsessed with vampires for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
because
And
they're awesome.
because they're
They are.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
I it is bananas to me that I've got this far through my career. So I'm up to like 57 books or something.
Wow.
And I've never written a vampire book, really. And I'm like, it's time to change that. So I'm like, this is why I'm going to indulge myself utterly, and this is going to be the
Excellent.
vampire series. So I kind of bring in this sort of vampire mythology, this kind of vampire sort of subworld into
Mm-hmm.
the bookshop world. And book one is this one is oh no, yeah, it's Fangs for Nothing. That's the
Yep,
one.
that's right.
Um, so there's about so we've got this vampire, Alaric, and he's about 500 years old. He's grumpy, he's reclusive. He lives in this castle, like just outside of the village, because the village is in England, so this
Mm-hmm.
castle is plenty. So he lives in this castle just outside the village, and he's been living there by himself, with only his what they call thrall, which is like a human who kind of looks after him
Mm-hmm.
um through for centuries. And what he does is he gets obsessed with different like artistic hobbies. And so he spent like 1 century teaching himself how to do tapestries, and then he was obsessed with ceramics, and then he made a lot of swords, and he does a lot of art, and
Mm-hmm.
he had like a teddy bear phase, and he has done everything.
I
And
love it.
so his
Did you
castle
say
is,
teddy bear?
yeah, he is a teddy bear.
Teddy
He
bear.
has a
Okay, great,
teddy
great,
bear
great.
phase. So yeah, so he has done every like craft and like arty thing that you can possibly imagine, and his castle is completely full of all of these like discarded, half-finished hobbies. And his mother is coming to visit.
He sounds like very ADHD. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yes,
Like that sounds
and
very familiar.
yes, it's very relatable. And I'll tell you in a sec, kind of where this came from. And so his mother is coming to visit, so he needs to declutter the castle. So he
Okay.
hires Winnie, who is a very sunshiny, very human professional organizer, to come
Mm.
in and declutter his castle.
Oh boy.
And Winnie's new to the village, and she joins the book club, and at the same time there's basically this vampire murderer who's going around killing people, and the book club are like always get involved and like they meddle in like village affairs. So they're like trying to solve the mystery and they think Alaric might be the killer and um at the same time um Winnie and Alaric end up having to pretend to be like fake engaged when his mother arrives, so that Alaric doesn't have to marry this woman his mother wants to marry. And
I love
it
fake engagements.
yeah,
So fun.
it is so much fun. I love this book so much. And it yeah, it did. I originally self-published it. It did really, really well, and then I
Mm.
was approached by Simon and Schuster, who basically were like, "Oh my God, we read this book and we love it. We think it would do really well, trad." And so they offered me a deal, and I was like, "Yay!" And that's where we're at now.
Awesome.
Um, and the story behind this is that so my husband was we were talking about putting like a little extension on our house, and my
Hmm.
husband wants extension because he wants to build a indoor train set, and you can't build the indoor train. You can't put the basically you
Sorry.
can't put the indoor train set in his music room because that's filled with drum kit. We can't put it in the workshop because it's filled with tools for all of the various hobbies. Can't put it in his office because that's filled with his um like D&D stuff. We can't put it in my office because it's filled with books. We can't put it in our bedroom because that's where my pole is. We can't put it in the living room because I've started relearning Egyptian hieroglyphs, so the living room is covered in the hieroglyphs textbooks. And so we're putting this extension. And
This is like a craft room
This is
gone
so delightful.
extreme.
yeah,
I love
exactly.
this so much.
And And so one of us says to the other one, well, it's a good thing that we're not vampires because, two grown adults, we run out of room in our house. It's a good thing we're not vampires because if we had 500 years, we'd be like elbowing our way through all this stuff. And that just like suddenly I just had the whole concept of this book and Alaric
But
as a character.
imagine if you had a castle, how epic that model train system could be.
Yeah.
He could take over the whole dungeon and just like
Definitely.
trains everywhere. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love it. It's like at the extreme, it's like Vampires Extreme Crafting Edition.
Yes.
I would watch that on HGTV
So would I.
100%.
So
Yes.
hard. I would watch that so hard. Yes.
It's a
So,
lot of fun, and like Winnie is a really fun character. She has like this organizing system that she has called like the Winnie Win system, and she's trying to help him, organize his stuff. And it's a delightful book, and it's very cozy and it's very fun, and
Awesome.
it's also spicy, and there's
Excellent.
yay.
this wonderful like through thread of these female friendships with the book club.
Awesome.
And that was a big part of was kind of why I wanted to write this series is I wanted to show often in romance books because you got to focus so much on um the relationship between the love story.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes in order to throw up obstacles, you end up making all the other women in the story into enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to. I did that a little bit in my some of my darker romances, and I really wanted to write a series that were like really. But among some like really amazing swoony vampy romance, I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
make a series that really like celebrated female friendships. So that's
Awesome.
what
I love
I
that.
love
I love that.
that. Yes.
Can you tell us the most interesting or unusual research you've ever done for a book you've written?
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's the most interesting, but it's the most recent, so I remember it. Um,
That's perfect
so
then.
so this is book two, A Grave Mistake, and it's another book club member, Arabella, and Arabella, spoiler alert, is a vampire, and this is a second chance romance. And
Mm.
so her and Gideon, our vampire, love interest fell in love back in 1870s Paris, which is one of my favorite periods of history. It's just a
Ooh.
really interesting time in like European history and art and culture and
Mm-hmm.
theatre in particular. And Arabella is she runs back in the 1870s, she runs this vampire cabaret, which is basically like the Moulin Rouge
Mm-hmm.
crossed with the Grand Guignol, which was a
Huh?
like a horror theater in
Mm-hmm.
Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to
Uh-huh.
do these plays with all this like gore and blood and
Oh,
people they used to have like doctors on like in the wings because people would faint in the audience every
wow.
night from all the fake blood and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Um, as I thought but that is where a vampire would hang out
Oh yeah.
Oh,
in this period,
absolutely.
yeah, in this period of Parisian history. So I see Arabella in this club, yeah, she runs this little cabaret. And Gideon at the time was a human, and they fell in love. And in my books, humans and vampires aren't allowed to fall in love. So, and then he betrays her, and then 150 years go by, and then they meet again in the supermarket, and now he's a vampire. Um, and
In the
so
supermarket. I
in the
love it.
supermarket. Yeah,
I love that.
I love this idea of like as a vampire, like as history goes by, you're gonna end up seeing other vampires that like have wronged you in the past or you have wronged them in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But the kind of the like the world has changed completely. So I just love this idea that you have this like bitter um your hatred of someone because of
Yeah.
something they did 150 years ago, and then you just happen to see them in the supermarket. I just thought that was so funny.
I
So
love
that's the whole
that.
that's kind of the whole it's basically just this kind of funny meme. I thought, "Yeah, God, that sounds
Yeah.
fun." And the whole book's based off of it. So
Yeah. I love that.
I was writing these sections in the past about Paris, and I thought, well, the only way to really do this justice is to obviously go to Paris.
Mm.
So
Correct.
I called my assistant Amy, and I'm like, well, look, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Um, just dropped a book. I'm so sorry, but we're gonna have to go to Paris. Like, are you okay with that? And she
And your
says,
assistant was like, no, no.
yeah, such a shame, such a hard job. So we packed up and went for 5 days and did a whole bunch of crazy research. We went to
Awesome.
we went to a cabaret, not the Moulin Rouge because the Moulin Rouge is a bit PG now.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to another cabaret which is a bit more like kind of traditional
Mm-hmm.
Paris
Hmm.
cabaret. We what did we do? What else did we do? So the painter Monet and
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
kind of all of the Impressionist painters are little sort of side characters. They all meet because they used to
Oh,
know each
good.
other,
Yeah.
and they all used to meet in little cafes.
Uh-huh.
But in the book, they meet at the Vampire Cabaret. And so I did a lot of, and I'm a little bit obsessed with Monet. So I did a little bit of Monet research, and we went to Giverny and saw
Mm-hmm.
his garden, and then we went and saw the water lily cycles, and I cried, and like it was amazing.
I was just
Um,
there and it was so beautiful. I was there in
oh
October.
God,
So
amazing.
wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, and you would have got all the like fall colors and
Uh-huh.
Mm.
oh.
It's yeah.
Yeah. And what else? Amy, my assistant, is a like a costume designer and a corseteer, so she used to make like kind of bespoke
Oh,
wedding
wow.
gowns and stuff. And
Uh-huh.
she's particularly interested in kind of like especially like the Victorian period.
Mm-hmm.
So and her just so happened when we got to Paris that we didn't even know when we got there, but her favorite designer, the House of Worth, they were having a House of Worth exhibit. And so she
Wow.
took me along to this exhibit, and it was really cool because usually I'm the person dragging people or my husband. Either me or my husband are dragging people along to kind of historical things and being like, "Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, look at this," and like giving the lectures
Mm-hmm.
um, about things. But this time it was me listening to Amy giving the lecture about
That's
this is
so
the period,
cool.
you know. So and so we took a whole bunch of photos of dresses, and we're like, okay, well, Arabella would wear that, she would wear this. Um, and so that's probably my my best kind of research for it. And I guess the other thing is that Arabella, as part of her like Venus cabaret and stuff, is that she sort of invents pole dancing.
Hmm.
And I
Sorry, I just love that so much.
yeah, like just it's like a fun little apocryphal story. And
Hmm.
I have been doing pole dancing, like pole fit, as like a recreational thing since COVID, since the
Hmm.
first COVID lockdown.
Hmm.
And so that is probably a pretty big reason.
I love that picture. Reading the book, the poll, that was so cool. That's in our Google Drive that
Yeah.
Shay put there.
Yeah.
That is so
I was
awesome.
like, this is the best author photo ever.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to combine like my two loves. So
Excellent. I love that. That's so cool. So let's go back to Mina and her boys. If that series was picked up for, let's say Netflix called you and was like, we want to turn the Nevermore Bookshop into a series. So which actor would you want to play the four main characters of Mina
oh,
and the boys?
okay. This question is always really hard for me because I am blind, and so I don't really know what anyone looks like, and
But
I
you know,
don't really.
but which
Yeah,
voices are sexy?
oh, which one? And I sort of, I'm terrible. Basically, I'm terrible at recognizing actors, so I'm kind
Mm-hmm.
of terrible at going, oh, that person, is the same as
Mm,
that person. So I don't really have. I usually never answer this question because I don't really have like people in my head really. Um,
okay.
I
And I can always cut this out. So
Yeah.
no
yeah.
worries if you want me to.
One of my favorite actors is just in terms of voice is Benedict Cumberbatch,
Oh
especially
yeah.
when he did the BBC Sherlock. And so
Mm-hmm.
he would be one of them. I don't care who. Um
He just has to voice one of them.
he's just he's someone. He's probably Heathcliff to be honest. Although oh no maybe not because Heathcliff should be a person of color.
I mean,
Um
Idris Elba can just voice everybody,
I
and
mean, yeah, agreed.
we'll be
Also,
fine.
yes, also like, yeah, fuck it. He can be. I, I'm, I'd be fine with that. And yeah, maybe Benedict could be Moriarty, and I
I
don't
could see.
think,
That's where
That would
I
be
was
so
like in my
perfect
mind. Yeah.
anyway,
yeah,
since
because
he
he's played
played
Sherlock.
Sherlock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he could
that would
have
be
fun playing.
great.
So I reckon he could have fun playing that. Quoth, I don't know because Quoth is my favorite character, so like no one is perfect.
I kept
Um,
seeing like those really pretty like K drama actors, that are just so
oh.
ridiculously pretty and pale.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. I hadn't actually thought
Yeah.
of that, but that is actually perfect. And I'll have to look some up. So I know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And Mina again, I don't really know. I really liked God, what's her name? She used to be a singer. Britney Spears. No, it's not Britney Spears. I don't know. She used to be a singer, and then she was the actress who played the Doctor's companion in one of the Doctor Who series.
Oh
Um, it's not Britney Spears, is it? It's
no. Mm-mm.
No,
Billy Billy
Uh,
Billy Piper.
Billy
Billy
Piper. Yeah.
Piper.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Billy Piper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was fantastic in Doctor Who, and I reckon she could do a not too bad Amina.
Yeah. I can see
Um,
that. Mm-hmm.
I could see that, and also there was another there's the companion in the Doctor Who series who was with Peter Capaldi's Doctor, but and she
Oh,
had
Jenna
beautiful,
Coleman.
Jenna Coleman.
maybe,
That one.
maybe, she had beautiful dark hair, I remember, and I thought she could also do quite a good
Yeah,
Mina.
because there was Bill. There was yeah. There was Billy for a while, and then there was um the one
For,
that Jenna
for,
Coleman played, whose name I
yep,
like.
and she was the one in his when he incarnated as Capaldi.
Yeah.
Jenna Coleman was the companion because she'd
Right.
been with Matt at the end of his
Yeah.
one, and then Bill. I can't remember the actress's name who played Bill, who was the black woman. Um, after
Oh,
Jenna Coleman.
I mean, she was also amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
I liked
Yeah.
her a lot.
she can have a role somewhere. That's fine. We just take all the Doctor Who
All the
actors.
Doctor Who
Just
companions
Yeah,
everyone
and
from
like
there.
everyone.
yeah.
Everyone gets a
She could,
role. You get a
yeah,
role, and you get a role.
yeah, you could roll. Yeah, she could be Joe, the medical examiner or someone. That would be
Oh
super cool.
yeah, that would be super
I think
cool.
I think she'd rock that actually.
Yeah, totally. I love that. I just love. I love imagining that. Like I could totally hear like Benedict Cumberbatch. I could like hear his voice doing Moriarty.
Yeah. If anyone casts any of my books as movies, he's in it.
He's in
I
it,
don't care. Yeah,
regardless.
I don't care what it is.
If he has to narrate the book, he's
He's
in
got a job.
it.
He's got a job with me. You know.
I love it. So, what are your plans for this year, 2026? I know you've got your book two in the book Smutty Book Club series that's coming. Well, it's already out. You said in some countries, the U.S. won't be getting it for a while.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Because so I'm with Simon and Schuster,
hmm
Atria Books, which is a big imprint, a big kind of commercial fiction imprint that they have, and they've
hmm
been amazing. But I am with the Australian arm of
Oh yeah.
that, which that my books come out Australia, New Zealand, UK first, and then the US later, which is the opposite of everyone else, which is a
hmm
little bit. But anyway, so. So I've just done book two's book launch over here, but that will come out kind of in the later half of the year in America, and I'll do some more kind of stuff around that.
Cool.
I'm just currently finishing up edits on book three and
Okay.
handing back,
Ooh.
and I've kind of handed it in, and they've come back and they've been like, we knew the ending wasn't really working, but I needed some help to figure out
Yeah.
how to make it end, and we've figured it out. So now I just have to do
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
Um, and then we're going back to them in the hopes to sell them book four.
Okay.
Um, and so um, if they accept that, which you never know, but I think they will because they've been very, very happy with how it's been going.
Oh, good.
And
Good.
then book four will finish the series, and
Okay.
then after that, I will probably do a couple of I've got a couple of little standalone things in my head. Um,
Mm.
and basically there are nine members of the book club,
hmm
and every member is going to get a book or a series. But
Okay.
they just not all going to be in the same series.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Ah,
Yeah.
Makes
And then I've
sense.
got a lot of other stuff. So I'm coming to the States in a couple of months for a Polycon.
Cool.
I'm very excited about.
Nice.
And I'm off to Florence in Italy for a Italian signing because my Italian books do really well.
Oh,
Which
ooh,
well,
what's that?
always fun. That is Rare, Rare
Oh,
Florence
okay.
in
Yeah.
October. Yeah, October the 3rd.
there's a Polycon. Isn't that back east somewhere?
It's in
Uh,
Georgia, right?
it, it's DC.
Oh,
DC.
DC.
I don't know
Yeah.
where anything
That's
is.
very,
We're
very
back in the
far.
United States. Nobody knows anything about that place.
That's 3,000 miles from me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so hard for us to articulate because New Zealand is basically the size of like one of your small states.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Uh-huh.
Vermont or something like that, I think.
Yeah, and my friends in the States always talk about things like, oh, I just went, I go visit my friend of my family. It's only like a 12-hour drive, and like if you drive anywhere in New Zealand for more than like 4 hours, you're in the ocean. So yeah, it's like unbelievable.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think more size-wise, we're probably way more comparable to like Australia in
Oh
like
yeah.
in size. So,
Yeah, but you sort of like Australia is so interesting because the because it's just a desert, so
yeah,
the people are around the outside, and then the center
right.
is just nothing.
Desert. There's nothing
It's
there.
empty. Whereas
So
you
they
guys
can't
are
really
like,
drive across. Yeah, we're everywhere.
yeah,
Higgledy
yeah.
piggledy.
I mean,
Yeah.
people do, but it's a whole thing. You know, you have to be prepared. You have to
Right.
like yeah, you can't just go and be like, oh, I'll get a hotel, or, get a motel on the way there because there might be no motels for like
Yeah.
2 days. So you've got to be
Yeah.
quite, yeah.
I saw
Uh,
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
no, because
You're an
I
expert
know.
now.
I'm an old
yeah.
hand.
So where can people find out more about you? Where do we send them?
Probably, so probably most active on Instagram, which
Okay.
is Stephanie Holmes Writes. And I also have a fan club, and it's called the Spooky Bat Fan Club. And that is where I run that on Patreon. So patreon.com/Stephanie Holmes Writes. And I run that a little bit differently to other authors. So the bulk of my Patreon content is free. It's basically kind of like almost like a little blog.
Okay.
Um, and I post like a lot of bonus scenes, a lot of what we call ephemera. One of the things I do in my books a lot is like chapters will start with little text messages, or there'll be like chat conversations, or
Mm.
um, menus from restaurants, or newspaper articles, just kind of like sort of random little
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
And I read a lot of that kind of content as like bonus content,
Oh,
which is
cool.
quite fun. So I do a lot of that. I do a lot of like personal updates and like
Mm-hmm.
reading lists and what I recommend, and just kind of like behind the scenes stuff, like pictures from Paris, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of telling people stories
So
about that
cool.
sort of thing, research
Awesome.
and stuff. And so that's most of that's free. But there's a couple of paid tiers. There's one if you want to get like exclusive um special edition books every few
Mm-hmm.
months. There's one for authors, and there's one where so I'm writing a secret 11th Nevermore book,
Ooh.
um, which is basically book one rewritten just from the guys' point of views.
Ooh.
Because
Oh, I
there's
love those things.
yeah, it's really fun because
Mm.
the bulk of the series is written only from Mina's point of view. The
Mm-hmm.
final book is written from all three of them point of views, but the bulk of the series is only Mina. And so I thought it'd be really fun to rewrite book one from the guy's point of view. And there's like a little secret story that is going on in the background that Mina has no idea about.
Oh,
And so that's been really fun to kind of put that together.
cool.
Um, yeah, so if you join that's like the smallest tier, you get a chapter of that little secret book every month, and
Ooh.
Nice.
you get art copies and stuff like that. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we'll be sure to put all of those links in the show notes, along with links to get your books and all that. And I'm very, very excited to read
Oh,
Things for Nothing.
awesome. I really hope you guys enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure
Oh,
I
I'm
will.
not worried about enjoying it.
I'm
Yeah,
not worried
I
at
am
all.
positive that I will enjoy that. Thank you so much for agreeing to meet
Yes.
with us
Yeah.
and work with the challenges of our huge time differences because you guys are almost 24 hours apart, like 21 hours apart or
Pretty,
something like that.
something like that. Yeah. Like
Yeah, yeah,
That's so
she's
crazy.
in my future.
yeah. I'm from the future. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good day today. So you've got
Excellent. I can't wait.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. I am so happy to be able to talk to you. This is just really, really fun, and kind of pick your brain about your stories. I just love it.
Oh, I think it's been heaps of fun, and thank you so much for having me. It's
Oh,
yeah, it's always I love doing these. It's always heaps of fun.
When this goes up, I will tag you in the social media. And we'll let you know ahead of it as well. But it will come up on the 10th of March, and we will have the social media come out, and I will tag you, and it will be sometime today or tomorrow, depending on what time zone we live in. Not today or tomorrow, but never mind. Listen, it's not late. It's only 9
it's
p.m. I
only
don't know what my
9.
problem is. Time is wibbly wobbly, timey wimey right now.
Too much of your limoncello spritz.
I don't
Could
think
be.
so, but maybe. Maybe I need another one and that'll help.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
'Cause this was good.
it was good.
Was
Thank
good.
you for liking that cocktail.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I mean, I'd had whiskey sour. I'd had whiskey sours before. I love a whiskey sour. But like limoncello spritz just sounded fun.
Yeah, it's very. I last time I went to Italy, I discovered them, and that's all I drank, and and then they just remind me of Italy. So
Nice. Nice.
Lemons
nice.
are in season here right now, so
Ooh.
it's like you get a lemon from the corner store and you're like trying to like cut it in half and you end up with just covered in lemon oil because they're so ripe and fresh and not weirdly waxed like they are in the United States to keep all the good stuff in. So it's
yeah,
You could make
always
your own
fresh lemons.
limoncello. Mm.
I am planning on it.
I
Obviously
do.
planning on it.
Do you?
I do it
Oh.
really easily. Yeah.
I made a orancello for the first time. And it was like, oh, this is way easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, I need to go.
Okay.
All
right.
I'm just thank you again so much for meeting with us,
Thank you.
and I can't wait to dive into your books.
Ooh.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for having me, and it was lovely to meet
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it was lovely to meet you too.